Okay, so I think we're reacting to a young tattooer. I don't know if it's an apprentice, but sort of like an apprentice, right? Maybe in that medium range between tattooer and apprentice that people seem to find themselves in forever.
That's where I am.
Yeah, that's where mostly everyone here at the shop is, really, other than Terry and Rick. I think
Yes.
Alex is, I mean, she's not going to be here much longer, sadly, but I think that she considered herself an apprentice still when she got here, so.
Anyways, so this says, "What's up, man? I've been tattooing here and there for the last few years, mostly on myself or close friends / family.
Oh, there you go.
Haven't really had the opportunity to get into a shop for a legit apprenticeship just yet, but still trying to learn what I can. Over the last few years, I maybe have had 40 to 50 hours of needle to skin practice. Let me know what you think.
That's
Love the
very
channel.
little.
Look forward to hearing your
Never mind.
opinions."
Yeah, that's very little.
And then this other one says, "I sent 2 emails. One of them has 3 images and the other has more. Please use the one with the more images if you happen to review my tattoos. Thank you."
Generally, like, I will get to everything eventually. It may take me a little while. I will say this is better than it should be.
Yeah.
Right? But, like, some people grasp certain things quicker than others. Like, these are also fairly thick lines, so you can hide a little bit with a thicker liner.
Yeah.
Something
Thicker
I
lines
actually
are
just
so much easier.
I actually just told that girl that I was talking about apprenticing here to try and use thinner line because, you know, thicker line hides more flaws and it's a little easier to see what's going on with a thinner line.
Yeah.
Right? So the shading, though, you got soft shading pretty much right away. Your first ever tattoo was pretty soft shaded.
Yeah,
Your little mushroom guy.
To me, the idea of how you do shading, like how it happens, isn't like crazy or foreign. It seems to be for other artists under
it just
our
depends.
umbrella.
Like, it just depends, like everyone has something that they're better and worse at,
Oh
right?
yeah, like I find I still find like lining to be a bit tricky. Like I'm never really in love with my lines, and I'm always trying to, you know, make them better.
I also find like some people struggle to get a hard black too, because like if you don't get it in there in a certain amount of time, it just looks like overworked and kind of cloudy and weird. So the black saturation is pretty good too. I'm gonna assume that the clover or whatever the fuck this is, I think it's a clover, is it? Otherwise it's like a bundle of teeth.
It's a clover.
Yeah, it looks like a clover. I'm going to assume this is the only thing they did. It's distinctly different than the elephant up there and the Pinterest bracelet, for lack of a better term. It's, yeah, not bad stuff. I mean, like, there's worse stuff coming out of the shops all over the place down here.
Yeah, there's shops near us that are they can't even line this nicely.
There are shops around the corner from us that you buyer beware. And people will go to them because they don't know what the fuck is going on and they don't care. They're just like shopping around, and you know, if someone says a lower price, that's good enough for me. Let's fucking get this piece of shit on me. I don't give a fuck what it looks like. We had a girl in here on the weekend actually that she was complaining that every one of the tattoos she got was terrible, and it's like she's coming for a walk-in again. And I'm not saying we're gonna do a bad job here, but it's just like, maybe stop going for random walk-ins all over the place then.
I missed that.
No, it was you actually tattooed her.
Interesting.
Yeah, you did the whatever the fuck on her, but she was complaining that, oh yeah, every tattoo I have is terrible. She was going on showing me them, and I'm just like, oh yeah, and you're still trusting it up to chance. You're just taking another roll of the dice. Like when you go for walk-ins, you're usually getting, most times you're getting the lowest on the totem pole artist who's been doing it for the least amount of time or has the least bookings for some other reason. And it's usually going to be cheap, and so you're usually going to get the worst tattoo
It's
you can
typically
get.
the apprentices that are doing the walk-ins, like the fresh apprentices.
And there are shops that do walk-in days specifically, but it's very rare that a very, very good artist is doing walk-ins for, you know, whatever reason.
Yeah,
you know?
in our shop, our very, very, very good artists don't want to do the
They
walk-ins.
had enough. You know, like Rick used to eat shit every day.
I had
He's
a
not doing that
cancellation
anymore.
this weekend, but I still like doing walk-ins. And
Yeah. Some people like doing them more than others. Like Alex likes doing them more than Ashlyn, but it's very rare that you're going to be getting the best tattoo for your money if you're doing random walk-ins at whatever shop you happen to be nearby.
I do like this scorpion is nicely done.
Scorpion's a little rougher than the clover, actually. The
Well,
shading is not as well blended out.
But do you see where it is on the body? Like, this is not an easy spot to be tattooing.
But like, I'm just talking about what I see here, and the shading is better blended on the clover. And it's not even close, actually, but I would assume that maybe the clover was done. Obviously, there's always different skin tones too, right? Different types of skin to be working on.
Yeah, like this looks like the belly. This would be so hard.
It's side of the hip, I think.
Yeah. Still,
that's what
hard,
I think.
hard
Oh,
spot.
I know. I'm not. It's even stretchier there potentially. So especially some people have they carry a lot of weight in their love handle area. So, but I mean, it's not an awful tattoo, and you certainly recognize what it is. It's just not as soft as clover, and also the legs and claws are a little weird.
Yeah, they're a bit uneven, like in the drawing stage. I think they
I mean, the drawing might have been fine, and then the line just gets away from them, right? Like it just almost looks like the legs are in separate places.
Yeah.
Almost like they're interlocked, you know? Like they're not really matching up, and they're all completely different sizes all throughout. It's the kind of thing that looks a little worse the longer you look at it, but that's exactly what I would expect from a very young tattoo. A very young tattooer doing tattoos. It's like, it's not going to get better the more you look at it. You know, so these things don't look great always under a lens, you know. And these ones I like the least so far.
Yeah, this makes me think of something that like Two Drop would do.
No, I got someone else I could see doing something like this too.
Just a lot of black.
Yeah, like you could say, oh well, it's stylized, it did that on purpose, but like there's a transition. Even when you have a very black rose, they're supposed to be, like, they kind of understood what they were trying to do, but they didn't actually whip out. They just stopped shading. You know what I mean? Like, they ran the black in a way like they were whipping out.
It has a ragged edge, but it needed to be a softer transition out. And it didn't need to be a big transition out, but it just needed to transition out into, like, that gradiated soft.
This is a great example of when everything is black, there's no black.
Yeah.
Because it comes across dark, but not black. And those are two different things.
I mean, I think, like, what could fix this tattoo is if it had some color.
Yeah, color would be about the way to go. I think it's still, like, you could still get some soft shading in places, but a lot of the damage is done. Like there's some groupings, like some of the lining, like the infills here that are just too black to whip off of now.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying color.
So I think color would probably be your best option, and most people, for one thing, it doesn't look like this person works with color, and then most people are put off by the idea of color too.
Yeah.
So, but there really is zero reason why you should have packed that fucking stem or whatever it is down there. Looks more like a tail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is
Again, though,
fucking
like, your line
beat
work
black.
isn't horrible. Your saturation's
lines,
not
though.
horrible, but again, yeah, like these are really like nice bold.
You
big
can get
lines.
away with like really thick lines. You can hide a lot of flaws, right? Like if you see a tattooer that's, I mean, unless they're doing trad tattoos all day long, you see people using really, really thick lines all the time for even small tattoos. It's usually a sign that they don't really trust what they're doing with their liner, right? Like you find more leeway in thicker lines than, how long did it take you before you were like confident with a 5-liner even?
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
even still, sometimes I like bust out the 5 and I'm like, I hate my life.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, thick line is a little bit harder to tell what's going on, and it's not necessarily indicative of line quality all the time. It's like, yes, it is straight, but it's just there's less room for fun. You can always thicken these lines up too if they get weird, which is why people feel safe with thicker liners, because you can always go back and go, you know, where you can't really do that with a thin line. Anyway, I actually, for the record, don't like thin line tattoos at all.
I
hate them.
I like bolder lines.
I would never get one, but I still understand the technical part of it.
For me, like, and the cartridges that I'm using in my machine are like they're very tight. Like I'm using like the 9 that I use is very close to what a 7 lines at. So like for me, like 9 or a 7 and up is that's where I like my lines to be.
You got a little bit of blowout in this frog here.
Yeah, but again, like he's a nice frog.
He's nice.
Like,
I like
shading.
frogs in general. I like that he's sitting on a mushroom. You don't really need to take too much time on this frog. He's pretty blown out in places.
Yeah.
He's pretty. He's got a lot of personality, and there's some really nice soft shading in him.
I think the blowouts kind of just tell you that this person isn't. They're just not used to different types of skin and depth. Because again,
Well,
this
you
is
need
like
more time on the gun.
another one of those places that
Gun.
like the skin can be like thinner or weird. In comparison to other places, especially depending on the person. So, you know, you go into it like you would with any other tattoo, and then you're like, oh, I just blew out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice frog. We don't need to beat it to death, but
This one's my least favorite.
yeah, I think that we're progressing from like the top to bottom. I think the clover might have been the most recent thing,
Maybe.
just based on what I'm seeing. Because yeah, this one's pretty janky. This looks like something that came out of the shop around the corner from us that I talk about sometimes.
Yeah.
Like that looks like something they'd be happy to give you for shop rate. You know what I mean? If you're budget scorpion kind of thing. And the other one was quite a bit better, but you can see a progression here. So it's not like I'm going too hard on this person. It just is what it is. Looks like they're hiding a cover up of some kind.
Still better than some of the scratchers that.
Oh yeah, these are not bad. These little skull cherries.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks really fuzzy. This one to me, it might just be the photo.
Like I said, I think we're going like reverse
Best
from
to worst.
best to worst a
Yeah.
little bit. But like they said, they only had 40 to 50 hours of time tattooing. That's almost nothing.
Yeah.
Like that is very little. So it's like I'm surprised that they've come this far in this amount of time. And then again, we see it's a clean script, but again, pretty thick line. So it's a little bit harder to tell what's going on here, you know? Like they're playing it very safe with the lines always. The black fill is, from what I can see, pretty good. If we close up, you can see there's some spots,
Some holidays.
right? So this is what I would always do to you early on.
Yep.
I would always pull it in real close, and then we would see.
You're completely missing some black shading in
Yeah.
your J there, which is kind of strange, but whatever.
But it's a tight area to pack with like a small mag or whatever they pack it in with a liner or whatever they did. It's, you know, you can traumatize the skin doing that. So, yeah, I don't really think that script should ever be, unless you're doing custom script, like real big chunky custom graffiti scripts and shit like that. I don't know that script ever needs to be that fucking thick. You know what I mean? Like
I try not to do it very thick, just because, like, on most people, it ages
spread.
poorly.
Yeah,
So
it's going to spread, and a lot of that's going to blob together, and before long it's going to be just like, all you're going to see is you're going to understand the J and maybe the X and the N. I think the rest of it's going to be suspect. It's all kind of haze. Like even my scripts on my head and my eyebrows, I have, you know, they're still fairly readable, but they get worse all the time, right?
Yep.
And so that's just what script does. And when people ask me about like tattoo aging, it's really just line work stuff and like little scripts that you have to really worry about, because most big shapes are going to be readable even if they do spread a little bit. Like specific words with lots of letters, which is why you should never do a shit ton of script. If that all spreads, it gets harder and harder to read.
yeah, I have a shit ton of script on my chest.
Yeah,
That's it's pretty decent, but if you look close at it, it's not.
And then a semicolon, which is, again, one of the worst ones. I think this whole thing in here gets lost, a little swoop center.
Yeah.
But I mean, for someone with only this much time tattooing, it's not a bad offering. And I could say, I would say try and get into a shop. But again, shops are flooded with tattooers right now. And there have never been more people getting into the industry. I had 2 apprentices in here people looking to apprentice just this last week. and we seen a Facebook post looking and like
Yeah. Oh, is there anywhere in the city that's doing tattoo courses? It's like
tattoo training. It's like there's never been more people trying to get into it,
Yeah,
and,
and the
more
problem-
people leaving it.
the problem with that is like as a tattoo artist, like I want to go and be honest with them and say, hey, like this isn't the time to
Feels
be getting
like
into the
gatekeeping.
industry, but as soon as you do that,
Yeah.
you're giving yourself like a bad name.
Well,
but like
it comes across like you're gatekeeping.
yeah, and like I'm not trying to gatekeep, like do it,
But the money is drying up in this pretty quick.
this isn't the time to decide to be a tattooer, unfortunately. And like I don't know.
Everybody wants it because they think it's a path to easy money where they don't have any rules. They don't have a 9-to-5 schedule. They show up and make art, and people are so happy with them, and they get tipped, and they make all this money. That's what people think it is. And
Right.
if it was that easy, you wouldn't have burnout rate like we do right now, and shops closing all over the fucking world.
My big problem with like the people like this Facebook person, like right away I went and looked at their page, and there's no art, there's no tattoos.
Well, just explain why they get into it.
But like that, but
It's
that's
easy money.
That's the
That's what they
problem
think.
though, right? Is like these like a lot of people, they're not like artists anymore.
No, there's tons of people who just want to print money. Like
Yeah.
they just want to photocopy, slap it on, and then win.
Yeah,
And
and like
that's-
these people applying for apprenticeships, you ask them for a portfolio, and they're like, "What?"
Yeah, I mean, some of them are better than others for sure. Like there's one that I'm actually considering, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's another, like, you're going to have that with any job, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be good candidates and bad candidates. It's just that right now the industry is completely overflowing with them
Yeah.
of all kinds, varying whether they should or not is all over the place.
I just
right?
think like if you want to get into the tattoo industry and you want an apprenticeship, make your portfolio a 10 out of 10. And if a shop rejects you, ask why. Not meanly, but just say like, what didn't you see in my portfolio that you
Well, I
wanted to
mean,
see, and then try.
First off, maybe familiarize yourself with the shop you're applying
I mean
to.
that too, but
Right,
like,
because like the one that came in this week had no idea what kind of work we even did here, or who was working here. And
No.
it's just like, oh,
Well-
you just want somebody to give you money, basically.
if it's the one that I thought it was, they also didn't have any tattoos
yeah,
on
but that's
body.
another gatekeeping thing. I'm saying like I don't that part irritates me, yes, but the thing that bothered me the most was telling me you want to work here and you have no idea what kind of work is done here or any of the heritage or history of the shop, which
Yep.
there is quite a bit.
At our shop too, like we're known for
All
black and
kinds
gray
of
realism,
things.
more or less.
And black work too.
Yeah, well,
Right.
and black work,
But-
blackouts.
Yeah, I think because people always ask me, you wouldn't believe how many times I get asked, how do you get into tattooing? Because I could have been doing this a million years ago.
Oh yeah,
Just to be clear, like I could start doing this tomorrow.
I could have been doing this a million years
Yeah,
ago.
especially because your connection to me.
Yes,
Like it was always on the table.
that's when it started. Before
So-
that, I had nothing on the
So
table.
it's like familiarize yourself with a shop, become a regular there if you can, right? Get to know someone, and then like be a decent human,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll have people asking you to get into it.
Especially like,
Like I have people who are like literally like, when are you doing? It's not like, are you going to? It's like, when are you going to? Right? It's not a question of, for those people asking, it's never like, oh, he's not going to. It's
and it's
when
not
is he?
about like volunteering your time. Like you don't necessarily have to do that, but like, come into the shop, say, hey, come and get a tattoo.
It does take a little bit of time to start making money as a tattooer.
Right.
It's not all gravy.
Well, that's not what I'm saying when you start your apprenticeship. I'm just saying when you're looking to apprentice, especially at a specific shop, if you have your eye on a shop, go get some tattoos from that shop.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
at least do some fucking walk-ins or something.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, it's not like going to apply at any other job. Maybe one day it will be, but it's not now. So, and the only way you're going to do it is to kind of get close to someone working there most times, or learn the climate of the place, and have a really good amount of work to show, or something similar to what the shop is doing, right? Like it's not going to be like you go in for an interview and they call you back and you got the job. That's generally not how tattooing works.
It's very unlikely, anyways.